Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm using some Voidwalker. With the Devour Tree, we got some Axiom Bolts. Sorry, I had some gum. I had to take that out. I'm using Cold Denial and Felwinter's. Cold Denial because, I don't know, I like it. It's a pretty nice roll. And today I want to talk about this little topic of... There seems to be this running notion that Stasis makes you an undefeatable target, or that Stasis is just outright unbeatable. And I feel like this is, okay, I'm going to just say it, quite frankly stupid. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's just, I'll take you the step through of how I kind of work against it. So we know there's one of each class on the enemy team of Stasis, and the rest are Blade Barrage. So functionally, we have 4 Revenants, the Spinny Hammer, and Shade Banger. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of effort into this one. My other commentaries I put effort into, but I'm not like actively trying my pecker off. In this one, I'm gonna really break it down and play very, very carefully. Not necessarily super reckless like I would if I'm going for ultimately high kills. But, yeah. This is going to be a little bit more disciplined of a match, and you're probably going to notice that very quickly. Cool, so we got those 2 picks. What I was doing there was playing a little bit of a distance since I have this Cold Denial. Now, Cold Denial is interesting is that it functions like you can play it very much like a hand cannon than you could versus like where you would have to play like a pulse rifle. And I have Anarchy on because it's funny. Nothing too crazy about that. That's honestly why I use Anarchy in PvPs because it's funny. So I'm going to slide around here. I know that I got a lot of teammates there. Here's what I'm going to do. Take the engagement. I trade it. Unfortunately, I missed my burst. I got flinched a little above him for the 2 burst. That's alright. You know what happens. What I'm doing here is I'm just securing this flag with my teammates. So when we talk about playing against Stasis, I've kind of discussed in my video with Patty about how the Crucible is a very balance-heavy Crucible right now. And it's not quite as much about playing like hyper-aggressive or playing hyper-passive. Although usually the latter tends to give more novice players more options to work around Stasis. It's a AFK guy. Let's talk about that. What do I mean by balanced? I mean that you ideally are, trying to make your engagements at a... If you even watch me play Shademiner, you can see how I go about it. Is which that I'll aggress, and then if I know I need to play defensive, I can use my toolkit to also play defensive, whereas previously with the light subclasses, the game was very heavily, the game had your classes in subclasses heavily biased around playing one specific way in most instances. This isn't necessarily the case anymore, thanks to Stasis, where Stasis is very much a jack of trades. Some people think it's like free and easy, which it is definitely a lot better than the other stuff. Wow, this connection in this match is crazy. I peeked into that. I should have expected that. I just, pulse rifle snipe, I thought that was a little unrealistic to expect. So in any case. Yeah, it's a 120. I'm losing that fight. Unfortunate. He had first shot on me. So, let's talk about this. Again, let's keep talking about this. That's a Silence and Squall. Take note, we know that's 1 hunter, so that means that we can expect 4 more. I used my super, so that means I can expect, if I'm top fragging, that within the next 30 seconds, everyone else is going to start having supers. That's not an unfair expectation. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Cool, he's dead. I killed him, and we know that's one guy who also did not use their super yet. We know that there's a Titan that is looking to use their super. That's what the Titan that I killed out here was doing. He was definitely looking to close the gap with the super. We can tell just based on his his reactions there. And this is probably going to be him. If not, cool. We got a headshot anyways. So let's push this way. And I'm going to put myself in a position where I can play off of my teammates here. Ever so slightly. And so that I can evade a super if if the need arises. And it's fair to expect that this guy will probably super here in a moment, but that's whatever. So you notice how I pushed that, whereas normally I could have pushed that and gotten a free shotgun kill. I'm actually just I'm gonna back off of it. Why? Because there's a lot of people there, and because I'm asking to get like glacial dive there, right? So we got 6 more. Okay, 6 decks, 2 more seconds. So I got hit by the shurikens there. There's not much you can do about that ultimately. I'm telling you as in, like, a very experienced player, there's not much you can do about that because they bounce and they track. And they tend to do all the work for you. Ultimately, that's just part of the cheese. It's kind of like dying to a shoulder charge that's in CQC. There's not really much you can do about it. Even if you get the shotgun shot, it's still probably a trade. So as you see, I got Blade Barrage, and it's exactly what I said, is that this Moo guy wants to probably be using a super soon. If it was a Silence and Squall, he still would have Silence and Squalled me. To me, there's no difference between those two supers, because there realistically is no difference between those two supers. So I want to bait that guy on the left to try to push me with the shotty, because he's a free kill in my opinion. His playstyle is very obvious, and I'm 100% expecting his push like 9 times out of 10. Cool, we got another kill. So I'm just going to take my time here. We know that there's snipers. We heard a sniper shot, and I know that I'm pretty outnumbered here in middle. So what I'm going to do is back up, play with my teammates, and let them push forward so that we can overwhelm the guys with the snipers or the guys with the primaries. Here you go. Nice angles by me. So we get hit by a snipe shot. Cool, awesome, whatever. You know, it is what it is. We know that we saw 2 teammates go down here, so we can expect a super to be coming out because they have advantage. And you generally use your super to either create an advantage or to press an advantage. That's the raid rocket, so I throw my grenade and just book it. So we can expect some sort of abilities or supers or anything to come out here in a moment. That's the ability. Here's what I'm going to do. Back up, Nova, bait the Nova. Cool, I got 1 out of that. I'll take it. Crouch, hit the burst. Awesome. Reproc Devour. I have kill clip now. I'm going to push out this way, even though I know there's 3. So I get the quick shotty, exactly what I wanted to do. Hold the right. There's another super. Exactly my point. These people don't use their supers with a brain. They use them because they know they have them. What you need to understand about Destiny players, especially the casual average player, is that they are going to use whatever they consider to give them an advantage or a free kill. Taking a breather here, I'm talking a lot. And that's a mercy. So, what do I mean by that? People generally are always going to be taking what is the freest kill. Why? Because why wouldn't you, you know? Why? That just doesn't make sense as to why you would not do that, ultimately. And that's something that you need to understand about Destiny players.
Your victory gives the city hope, Guardians.
Let's see how we did here. We're gonna do another one since it was a mercy. Even though it was at 120. Okay, 27, 6.7. That's not awful. Whatever. It is a pretty unfair match. We'll continue on here. Alright, so we're loading into our next match. And I'll do the talking once the gameplay resumes, but let's address a couple of things here. This isn't designed to be a video about how to play against Stasis. I think I will make that video, probably following uploading this commentary. And again, it's based on your playstyle. Ultimately, you're going to have to fill in the blanks and do the hard work. There is no magic bullet as to how to always beat it. You know, it's not like I can copy paste and say, I don't give Facebook my permission to use my images or something. You know, it's not like that, if you remember that meme. So the topic that we left on the last match, it's been about 3-4 minutes for me, was the topic of players will do anything they can, and this is just it's an instinctual thing, they'll take the easiest possible route. Why is that? Because, well, it's Destiny player versus player, it's either you or them. Why wouldn't they take that route? You know, it's a stupid thing to do to not take that route. So here's the thing, a lot of people just play for fun and they don't really want to take that route. And that's respectable and understandable. But the average player is probably not going to be of that mindset. They're going to be of the mindset, this is how I like to play, I want to win, right? So we can, I won't say we necessarily abuse that, but we expect it. And you see our Stompy Hunter friend here, taking the easiest possible route. Unfortunately, it wasn't easy enough. And I expected, I heard the footsteps, I knew the play the guy was going to make. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bait this guy. We didn't even bait him. He just left. Okay. Headshot with the bow. Very nice hit. Going to back up here so that I get a, you know, little bit of breathing room here. Pull heavy, because anarchy. Come on. Oh, he gets away, dude. I thought the anarchies would get him, honestly. Cool. So, when we have this mentality in mind that players are always going to take the easiest available route, or the most convenient route, which is generally, you know, they go hand in hand, generally speaking, we should consider the fact that there are 6 players on a team, and generally almost all of these abilities can one-tap you in 2020. Why? That's just how it is, ultimately, right? That's just how it is, that's just how things are. your gun skill can carry you a little bit, but it's not going to do all of the work. A lot of it is going to boil down to you being a very aware player and, you know, placing yourself in situations and being able to read the radar. And I feel like being able to read the radar as like a neutral player is super, super important right now, because it's going to let you decipher what actions are going to be happening. Also, if you notice how I'm listening to sounds here, I can tell that that was the hunter on the corner again. He's been doing the exact same play all match long, so I've grown quite accustomed to it, and I'm actually able to pretty much outright counter it here. But, you know, a more novice player or a more intermediate player may struggle with these concepts. Or, like, you know, they may just be lacking the experience here. And, you know, that's ultimately its own topic and, you know, own concept. So, okay, this guy's got the fusion rifle. I have two options here. I can sit here and try to play the long con, which is ultimately not the best idea because I'm too tapped by a die or two crits. Or I can just, you know, go to another side of the map. Use my super, get a free kill. I actually just jumped off the map on accident there. Throw my Nova. I didn't really get anything with it, and that's fine. Because I read the radar and I read it wrong. And that's just how it is, you know, that's just how it is. So it looks like we flipped the spawn a little bit here. Here's what I'm gonna do. Get my crit there. We know it's gonna be one to the left. I know because of this guy, he's playing very, like, I don't want to say bait heavy, but he's not aggressing very hard with this fusion rifle. Finally, dude. Jeez, took him like 900 months. I guess he had to bait his teammate. I know he's just gonna sit there and he's gonna try to look for the very fast window. I realistically could have just baited out a fusion shot there, but the bow guy was a much bigger threat to me than he ever was. And I decided this based on the fact that he's done nothing this whole match but sit there and try to bait me into a pulse fight. Or sorry, a fusion, yeah, a free fusion burst. That's all he's done the whole match. I have no reason to expect him to do anything else at that point, ultimately, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. So him making the wild card play there to, oh haha, I'm gonna aggress him now that he's killed my teammate, was generally speaking a smart play on his behalf. It's not very ability centric, but my point remains. Nice, we got a little quick peeky burst there. Multi-kill clip. Gonna slide here. I know that they're gonna spawn here, so let's just be ready to cut a guy off here. Nope, okay, we'll move on. And you notice how I'm not really using much Devour here, and I'm doing that for a reason. I'm proving the fact that although I have this very useful gimmick, like that's the gimmick of this class, is its, you know, survivability, I don't really need, like, I'm not feeling pressured to overuse it. As you can see here, I knew I was really far ahead of my team, so I'm just gonna sit here and bait him, because I know, again, this fusion rifle guy, he's never gonna commit to a fight. He has not done it one time yet. So I'm just trying to get him to waste a shot like that, so I can commit, get my free kill. Because again, he's playing the fusion rifle. It's not necessarily a bad way, but it's a very, it's not the best way in my opinion. He's putting himself at a significant disadvantage by playing the way he is. Whereas if he's able to read the radar and decipher, hey, I'm in a one-on-one, you know, I can probably commit to this and get a free kill, provided I land my shot. Alright, cool, my Nova Bomb got him. So this is what I was talking about with predicting that these guys are going to go for the easiest available option. That's why I threw the Nova. I threw the Nova in a way so that he could not feasibly run up and shatter dive my team. Because I didn't expect the glacial dive, admittedly, but I did expect some form of absolute shatter there. So I'm just going to sit right here, wait for him. Cool. I got it. Oh, I think I DC'd. That's unfortunate. I don't know what that's all about. I got my new modem, but... So I DC'd, but yeah, whatever. My game plan there was, you know, get the shotty, open the door, but unfortunately the door is locked here today. And we're going to get some error codes going on here. That's pretty lit. Nice, error code Weasel. Well, this has been happening all day on Steam. Everything else is online, so... Oh well. This is awkward, isn't it? Well, I don't know if I end the commentary here. I might. We'll see if we can log back in. No, it doesn't look like it. Well, hopefully I kind of beat down the bullet point here. I'll make a dedicated video, I guess, based around, like, a more concise video than I made the last one on how to play around, or rather how I play around Stasis, and how the different playstyles, like a very aggressive, relatively passive, and a very balanced, which is definitely the best playstyle to have right now. is just how they would operate around Stasis, or even with light or Stasis subclasses, because I feel like it's relatively balanced. There are a few things that are a little silly. Shatter damage as a whole right now is quite silly. That fragment of fissures or whatever it is that increases that is a little silly, but that's a whole other topic. We'll get into that when we cross that bridge. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know we didn't really get to play full matches. It's a little unfortunate, but hopefully I was able to get some fun going with the cold front here. Or not cold front, sorry, denial. And yeah, that's all I got. Peace, dudes.